Hey, what is up, everybody? Welcome here to Pop Culture Philosophers. Welcome, in fact, to PCP Movie Night. It's the show where we gather every Monday night to talk about the movie or the movies of the week. Tonight, we're talking about 1987's The Running Man, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger. This is my copy on Blu-ray. Somebody actually sent this to me. That's one of the reasons why we're covering it. Also because I loved this movie as a child, but I don't remember who sent it to me. I didn't save that information. So if it was you, let me know. And thank you for sponsoring this episode of PCP Movie Night. We're diving into it. This is, of course, based on the Richard Bachman, aka Stephen King novel, The Running Man, which has just recently been remade into a film by Edgar Wright called The Running Man, starring Glenn Powell. But what perfect timing then after the release of that, and now that that movie's become available for people to stream, then to cover the original adaptation, 1987's The Running Man. And we got a great panel to talk about this cult classic from the 80s, including Jelani. What's up, homie? How you doing?
Station! Glad to be here, man. Good deal. I don't know. Can you hear me or see me?
Yeah, we can hear you. That's a great intro, man. Usually you're just not as concise as that. So, hell yeah. New year, new Jelani, man.
Hazy. That's right. Drinking some double hazy tonight. I've decided this year is the year of the drink. I'll drink more things as we go along. Talking about movies and stuff. I love this movie. Can't wait to talk about it. Arnold Schwarzenegger is awesome in every way, you know. And I saw the other Running Man, so I definitely have words about this one.
All right. I got some sparkling grapefruit water, some sparkling water grapefruit right there. So year of the drink, everybody. Let's go. We also are joined with us for the second time on PCP Movie Night. It's Jake from Hounds of Gore. What's up, homie?
What's up, guys? How's it going? Good to be here. I have not seen the new Running Man or read the book, but I love this film. Any 80s film I'm down for, man. I gotta love Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's definitely like one of the testosterone fueled guys that I grew up watching all the time, you know, along with like Van Damme and Sylvester Stallone and, you know, all those guys. So great movie. It was cool to come back and watch it again. It's been a little while. So
heck yeah, the golden age of the action hero.
Oh yeah, for sure, man.
Absolutely. So thank you for joining us again, man. Looking forward to this. We also got Brooks still stuck in Mordor, I see. How you doing, Brooks?
Well, pretty good. Yeah, this is one of those movies where I'd seen it like earlier on. Like I remember catching it on TV, like part of it, and like always like in the back of my mind, like, yeah, I need to one day I need to watch that movie, and like I just finally got around to it. So another one I can check off on the list.
Heck yeah, man! And you're checking things off of list. Speaking of checking things off of list, it's the missing Link. What's up, Link? How you doing?
What's up, fellas? Happy to cover this one. I did see the remake. The less said, the better. But happy to dive into this.
Is not anybody I've seen. I've seen a couple of people, I guess, like Facebook friends, be like they like the new one, but most of us that have seen it are like, oh no. And it's like if it was just, and then people go, but it's okay. I'm like, yeah, it would be okay if it wasn't an Edgar Wright film, right? But it should be more. Speaking of should be more. It's Greg from Bearded Comic Bro. What's up, Greg? How you doing?
I'm doing just okay. But you know, I should be better, like Edgar Wright apparently. So I'm at that level apparently. I should be better, but I'm just okay.
Well, I appreciate you being here for a random rare appearance on PCP Movie Night. You've been on a few of these. You know what we do, and this will be a first time watch for you for Running Man.
Yeah, I think every single movie that you've had me on has been a first time watch. So we're gonna see if that pays off or doesn't.
Some of them not for the best, like City of the Living Dead. Being your like random first like Italian movie. That's hilarious. All right, let's dive into The Running Man. This was adapted and released in 1987. It is directed by Paul Michael Glaser, who you will know as Starsky from the Starsky and Hutch television show. What's crazy is this movie went through a ton of directors, right? People would come in, people would drop out. This was a pretty troubled production, right? So Paul Michael Glaser got the the gig, and he wasn't very much experienced, and he kind of came in on the movie after it had already been done because the guy right before him, within his first few days of shooting, was already $8 million over budget. So he got fired. It was, of course, the vehicle for Arnold Schwarzenegger. The movie is written by Steven DeSouza, who you will know as the writer of like Die Hard and Die Hard 2 and so many other great action films that we've covered here on the channel. And he rewrote the script to fit the personality of Arnold Schwarzenegger because the character of, what is it, Ben? Is that his name? Something
Yeah,
like
Ben Richards.
Yeah, so Ben Richards, the character in the book is way different. I haven't read the book, but he's a little bit more sickly. The story is different. The new Edgar Wright film is more like the book. This one kind of does its own thing and adds in that whole like professional wrestling gladiatorial kind of fucking vibe to it that I absolutely love and adore. It's got Jesse Ventura. I was such a mark for Jesse Ventura when I was a kid, dude. I loved him in this movie, and Predator came out the same year as Predator. Arnold is definitely on the rise, but he had just recently had a couple of kind of box office failures. And so the 1-2 punch of Predator and Running Man really helped revitalize his career. My overall thoughts is just nostalgia, man. I loved this movie growing up. I remember those suits. I wanted to go on that. I thought it was just a fun ride, man. But when they get shunted into the arena or whatever, I thought that tunnel and that little cage was the coolest damn thing, man. I remember being obsessed with it. And then rewatching it, I'm like, oh, this is hilarious because they repeat that bit so many times throughout the movie. I'm like, no wonder when I was a kid, I was so excited because it happens throughout the movie when different people go there, beginning, middle, and end, right? But the movie honestly is not as good as I remember it being when I was a kid. It's got some really bad writing. It's really clunky, but it's all done in the right kind of way. It may not be as good as I remember, but it is just as fun as I remember. So I had me and my girl had a pretty freaking fun time watching this movie. Some of the cheesiest one-liners in Arnold's career, like the one where he's like Sub-Zero, now Plane Zero or something like that. Like, just so stupid. There's the one he's like, I'm going to, what does he say? He's like, I'm going to put my fist into your stomach and rip out your intestines, or like, I don't know. It was very specific.
He even throws out the "I'll be back." He even says, "I said I'll be back."
Yeah, and DeSouza writes him saying, "I'll be back again" in Commando, I believe too. So I like the film. I enjoyed the revisit. It's not the greatest film in the world, but man, it is a film that is of its time. But what's really crazy is how prophetic this film actually is and how it's actually aged incredibly well as far as its thematic material. So that's what I think about it overall. How about you, Jelani? You out there in the chat, join in the conversation. What do you think of Running Man from '87? Jelani, let's go.
I love this movie. It is fun. It is very fun. And that's what the new movie, to me, because watching both, the new one lacks the fun factor. You need to have something that's driving you to keep going. It needed to be more contained. I'm going to be critiquing the other movie while I'm doing this one because I'm never going to get another chance. But this movie, I've had a long history with. I've watched this like probably several times through like Superstation TBS, HBO. I'd never seen this in the theater. I mean, it was way too, I don't know, it would have been way too violent for me to watch. But I know I watched this young, and I watched it often, and it was just on so many times where I just began to love it. There's certain things I'm not a fan of, but it's not terrible. And by the way, the numbers that are here, if you haven't watched the movie, you should know what this is, and you should remember it.
Avengers Doomsday.
It is what it is. So what?
Those are the numbers that were on the hatch and lost, right?
Well, not all of them, but no. Y'all don't know what this are.
No, there's no 42.
Okay,
So.
I'll tell you. There's no 42.
We don't get the bit,
The number
brother.
of-
What's going on?
Oh,
Just tell
yeah.
us what it is, man. Come on.
The bit is the numbers you have to remember for the stream.
Mm-hmm.
That
That's
what's
the
his face
number
got
that they have to
zapped.
use to take over the stream to
Yeah,
get it. Remember when
the
Weiss
code.
had to say the numbers to Mary Conchita Alonso? And he's like, remember these numbers. These are important. These are the numbers that we have to do the upload for the upload. So the video at the end of the movie, when they like show that Arnold's innocent and everything is a lie, everything's bullshit. This is the number that they have to use. Remember, he's like telling her that number, and then the electric guy kills him. Remember
Yeah.
the electric dynamo?
Yeah. Weird
kills him?
stretch, Delaney.
God,
You guys don't remember the numbers?
It's a weird stretch.
You guys don't
should know
remember the fucking numbers?
They're the fucking numbers. This is
Apparently
why I had a problem with this when I was a kid. I had a problem with this when I was a kid because I remembered those numbers when he was telling them to me because I was like, it was life or death. I don't know these numbers. We're gonna
And that's why
die.
the new, and that's
This
why
dude's
the
spent
new
the
one
last
sucked,
30 years
because the
having
new movie didn't
nightmares
have
about these
numbers
fucking
in it.
numbers.
Jalen was like, if I was in that situation, I would have been good though.
Glen Powell
Like
didn't have
that.
numbers in it, so it sucked.
No, I'd have forgot all the numbers. I'd have forgot all that shit. I'd have forgot.
All right.
I'd have forgot all that
Really
bullshit.
good with numbers.
I was like, why the hell did you do that? Anyway, that's my cut.
Yeah, Rain Man Delaney. I appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. Jake, what about you? What'd you think? What'd you think about Running Man overall?
Oh man, it's right up my alley, bro. I love these types of movies. I thought it was. I put it on, and when it started running, I was like, "Man, this is so poignant for the time." And it just reminds me of like anytime I watch Idiocracy, and I'm like, "Holy God!" Like these guys, and it was actually set like a couple years before now, right? I think it was
the novel was
2017.
set in 2025, but the movie is set in 2017. Yeah,
2017. So it's like, I don't know. I think it did. It's your classic action. For me, I'm not really looking at like a lot of the writing. I feel like with the things that they did were pretty. I want to say it was definitely like a stepping stone for a lot of things to come in the future. I love the whole aspect of kind of having that whole TV show within a movie. What else? Just a lot of stuff like just that dystopian, you know what I mean? Like, I was thinking about it earlier. It's like just kind of like bringing me back to like, Rome, you know what I mean? With the Colosseum, and just like, you have to entertain the masses to be able to do all these other things. Kind of like, as long as we have something to entertain people that are going to go along with it, you know what I mean? We can
bread
do
and circuses, right?
whatever we want, right? But I thought, the acting's, it's 80s acting, man. It's it's an action flick for me. I love it. It's, you know what I mean? Like, I think the acting is kind of like second to like kind of what the whole film was kind of telling me, you know what I mean, as far as like the theme and like what they had going on in the background. I don't know if they really thought of like how that was going to come out in the future, but I mean, right, 2017, a lot of that stuff was happening in 2017. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Overall, man, it's just like, it's definitely like a big nostalgia thing too. You know what I mean? I'll never like dislike watching those movies.
Yeah, it is crazy with the themes, because not only like the idea of like the predicting reality television and the reality television mixing with game shows, but then like even the idea of like AI scrubbing video to make it look different and things like that. Like,
and deep fakes, you know what I mean? Like now, like the whole like issue with like deep faking things, you know what I mean? Like completely like editing something to make it look completely different, you know what I mean? Like it's crazy.
We're at a point in time where it's like you see a certain video or something, you have to question whether it's like real or not because of
it was like for a little while, I'm like, all right, how many fingers does this guy have? Like 1, 2, 3. All right, this is big garbage. Or like anything that like I have a remote sense of like this can't be true. Like, you know what I mean? Like I was even like scrolling through Facebook and I'm just like, everything is like, I don't know what to believe anymore.
Yeah.
Everything like, is this like coming from a reputable source? I don't know. It's just like ridiculous. But
yeah, dude, I just saw a video today of some faith healer and some dude with a massive tumor on his head, and the faith healer like prays on him, and then birds fly out of the dude's fucking head.
I hate it.
And I was just like,
Oh,
I was like, I bet people think that shit's real.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you
It's
know,
a John Woo movie, actually.
yeah. But overall, man, awesome movie. I was really glad to watch it again, like about a week ago. It was just awesome. I really enjoyed it.
Hell yeah, Brooks. What about you? What do you think about Running Man overall?
Oh yeah, I loved it. Like, you know, this like I said, this is a movie like I had memories of seeing like part of it, and it was a movie that I was like, man, I need to one day rewatch it. And like, you know, I really enjoyed it. Like, you know, it's a fun movie, and like I love how it's like, you know, a very dark dystopia, you know, but it's also very comedic. Like, you know, it's kind of like it's fun, but it's like dark at the same time. You know, it's like and I like, you know, I love how, you know, he's always moving. Like, you know, Arnold. I love Arnold. He was always my favorite action guy from back in the day. And, you know, so that was another reason I need to see this movie, because it's an Arnold movie I hadn't seen yet. So yeah, like this movie was just like a lot of fun for me. Like I really had a ball watching it.
Hell yeah. What about you, Link? What do you think overall?
I enjoyed it, man. I think everyone's made a valid point. You know, I think it kind of would be like grouped under something like Last Action Hero, which is something I personally love.
Mhm.
You know, it's like not up there on Arnold's resume as like some of his standout movies, but if you love Arnold, bro, you're gonna have a good time watching you know, Last Action Hero. And you know, talk about cheesy lines. Yeah, I think that's part of Arnold's charm, man. Like if we look at any Arnold movie from True Lies to Terminator 2, like he's got a cheesy line in every one of them. It's just like the delivery, and you know, it's like the whole if Batman didn't have the mythos behind, Batman is corny as shit, you know? Like, but it's because of like the delivery, the mythos, the energy behind him. I don't know. I really did. There's a lot of cheesy lines in here, but they're all very charming. Like, you know, the whole bit where she's like talking about how she's gonna throw up on his shirt, and he's like, "Go ahead, you couldn't tell on this shirt, whatever." You know, it's just there's a lot of cool, like, charming lines that, you know. I think Gore made a valid point about the acting and everything is kind of like secondary to like the enjoyment, the aesthetics, the fun of this movie. And you know, that being said, it's still very relevant to today's time. So you know, here we are, almost 40 years later, discussing it. So that's got to stand for something.
I feel like those cheesy one-liners are like just part of that era too. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
yeah. 80s,
Especially in Arnold. Arnold was like
Yes.
the king of the cheesy one-liner.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
these what I'm saying though is that these are like in particular like really bad. Like they're really really bad. Like I looked up the one I was trying to think of. This is like my favorite Arnold line ever
Sir.
now. This is when Richard Dawson like says like, you know, what do you think about that? And he's like, you cold-blooded bastard. I'll tell you what I think about it. If I live to see you, he goes, I will live to see you eat that contract, but I hope you leave enough room for my fist because I'm going to ram it into your stomach and break your goddamn spine. And I was like, that is so fucking specific.
It's so good though.
but the charm to it, yeah, man.
Exactly. And the way he says it,
Yeah.
then break your damn spine. So
Oh, no!
I mean, and you know, like,
I'm going to turn you into a hand puppet, and then I'm going to do a puppet show with you.
yeah, what is this? Repo, the genetic opera, all of a sudden, man, what the hell?
like just let's take the opera dude for instance. His whole Buzz Light, well, fucking the light me up shit. Yeah, like that's can be so cheesy. I mean, it is cheesy, but it can be so terrible under different conditions. But there's a coolness to it in this movie, so underlying coolness. So yeah, I had a good time with this one. It was fun.
Absolutely. What about you, Greg? What'd you think? First time watching, what'd you think of The Running Man?
I get what a lot of y'all are saying, but I am coming in without the nostalgia aspect of it, so it's a little bit harder for me, right? Like I have a a love and a nostalgia for Arnold and who he is and what he brings to like everything you said about the cheesy movies. But there's elements of this like that hold up, I think, really well. Like we've talked about, and we'll dig deeper into it with like the themes and some of those. I think the overall execution and like the graphics aspect of it like don't hold up for like moving forward in this day and age. And I think I look at it more because again, I didn't see this when I was a kid. If I saw this when I was a kid, I would have thought this was so dope. Like Robbie's talking about the freaking like getting in the chute and going down. When I was a kid, that was the coolest thing in Batman Forever. Like when Bruce Wayne goes from his office building into his little coffin thing, like the Running Man thing, and just goes in. I was like, that's so cool.
Because Bruce just did that because it would be fun.
Right. He's just like, man, it's gonna be awesome. Like
think about this. With the chute. What would happen if you got stuck in there? You couldn't get out. Like,
ways let's look at those like extravagant water slides.
You send a fatter chute down to push the other one out.
They probably have maintenance panels in there to people to get in and out. You know, think of it like a water slide, Jelani.
So
I'm thinking it wouldn't happen in this dystopian world. I think it's just the whole chute. It's just like you get stuck and you're like, well, this contestant didn't make it to there.
The whole chute reminds me of Nothing But Trouble too. Like when they like shoot everybody down in the little escape hatch into like the bone grinder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I liked it. I had fun with it. I'm not mad that I watched it. It's not one that I'm gonna probably like revisit often. There are a lot more other Arnold movies I'm gonna put on before this one. But I did really like the game show aspect of it, and it shows you like how not much of a game show. Like, man, I didn't even realize that was Richard Dawson until my wife, who is not pop culture person, was like, "Is that Richard Dawson?" I'm like, how did you pull that? Like, you never can pull pop culture trivia. And so his Family Feud was their thing. So
yeah, Family Feud's great. Hell yeah, man. No, all fair points, Greg. I would definitely say that. Now, this movie does have some, we just mentioned Richard Dawson. We talked a little bit about Arnold already, but this movie's got some very interesting and flamboyant characters, I would say, that are very, there's a lot to pick from. In fact, if there were action figures made of this when I was a kid, I may have been way into those.
We all know Robbie dressed up as Captain Freedom as a kid.
Oh, dude, I love Captain Freedom, man. In fact, I'll just go ahead and kick us off. Jesse Ventura as Captain Freedom is my favorite. I already told y'all when I was a kid, I was obsessed with Jesse Ventura. When I was a kid growing up, I didn't see him wrestle a lot, right? Yeah. I saw him commentate a lot, right? So to me, he was like the heel commentator every time I was watching wrestling. He was the dude with the dimpled chin who was in all of these movies with Arnold. In my head, I thought he was in every Arnold movie, right? He was in 2, all within the same year, right? Predator and this one. But I for some reason, I was obsessed with him, and I love his character in the movie. He is so perfect for this character. He's like the aged veteran who wants to get back in. I love it when he comes in with all that armor on. He's like, this is crap. He's basically Jesse the Body Ventura just in this movie, just like placed in this movie. I love it. I love the, I still think it's so funny, but the aerobic video bit just cracks me the fuck up. No pain, no gain. Like I love him. So I'm going Captain Freedom. That's my pick. Yeah. And one of my biggest problems with the new Running Man movie, and maybe because it is more like the book, but it didn't have all of these cool, kooky characters like Captain Freedom. What about you, Jelani? What is a performance you want to highlight?
I was going to agree with you with not having colorful characters. That was what was lacking with this Running Man. You only had one guy, and it's like the lamest guy. and like,
yo, like, you know what's talking about the new Running Man is maybe there's a fucking movie with like John Cena and Aquafina that came out like maybe like last year, 2 years ago. That is. It was pretty much Running Man, but it reminds me of the new Running Man. Like it's the commercial.
John Cena, Aquafina,
you don't need to meet like 80 different people on your trip.
Yeah,
it's terrible. I hate the new movie. I really do. Like the worst part, and I like I said, I'm putting both together. Michael Cera's the worst part of that movie. I'm gonna pick him as my worst character in the new film. He brings the whole thing down. He's a waste of effort and time. Why are you gonna tell on the man in your house? You dumbass. It's so much work. And I hate him. He's terrible. And I like Michael Cera from Superbad and Scott Pilgrim. And I can't stand him in that movie. Anyway, my favorite character in this movie is Richard Dawson. Fuck yeah. He's been my favorite every time I watch this film. He is the best. He's one of the best movie villains ever because he's charismatic. He's relatable to the people he's talking to because he's a game show host. So he knows how to talk to people. That's what's also lacking.
You're doing a great job. You're doing a great job. If he's here tomorrow, I will have you sweeping the floors for the rest of the week. That was one of my favorite.
That's the best shit ever. And it's just him firing a guy because he hit him with his mop with his shoes. What the fuck? Like he is awesome. Like he's so audacious. And his come up is great. And I love how Sven looks at him and he's like, but I'm on steroids, and walks away because of the insult he gave him hours before. It's so much work to be such an asshole. Like he's a cocky asshole
sometimes
that finally got his way. And it's like he's working for the corporation, which is the government. And he's doing exactly what they want him to do. He created the show. This show is the most popular show in the world. And like everyone watches it, and he's the one that brings it together. And his comments is great. The way he deals with Arnold is great. I really like their chemistry. It plays well. And the fact that guy, he's Richard Dawson. Even I grew up with him. I know who he is. I watch Family Feud often if I was sick. I mean, it happened. And so, I mean, it's one of those characters. He's one of those characters that like a real touchdown. And it dates it because not a lot of people know that, of course, that's Richard Dawson, like you said. Mm-hmm. So it's pretty cool that he was in this movie. I don't know. I don't think his role was. I don't know if they just picked him specifically, but that's what once again that new movie lacks. I like Bobby T, but he's not as charismatic. I mean, he's not talking to the audience. He's not engaging. He's just look at me. I'm Al Pacino.
You know what it reminded me of? The RoboCop remake. Like it had all the flash and style, but none of the soul.
Yeah, in the new one, I would say the host is a little bit more inspired by something like the Hunger Games or something like that, right? Yeah. But in the book, the producer and the host, two different characters, same thing in the new movie. In this one, when DeSalza came in and said, we need to write the main character for Arnold, he said the same thing about that. He said, we need to display some economy here with our screenwriting and make these two characters one, because you got the perfect person to do both of them. Right. And I think most people, a lot of us really remember Richard Dawson, especially because of the whole, like, you know, curse of the Family Feud hosts. You know what I'm saying? Like they all had like major problems in life. You know, it seems like Steve Harvey's the only one's kind of skirting by so far. So
he's always getting
barely. Yeah. We'll see in a few years.
Dawson is a really great pick, Jelani, man. He really is probably the best performer in the movie. And a lot of people say he's just playing himself. So there you go. What about you, Jake? What's a performance you want to highlight?
Yeah, I mean, Dawson's solo show for sure. Like you said, is kind of, I mean, he's playing himself, right? I guess I don't want to be that guy, but I'd probably have to choose my guy, Arnie. I mean, that's just straight peak 80s Schwarzenegger, man. Just kind of like what I grew up on. You know, he's charismatic, physical. He's loaded with one-liners, man.
Well, he pulls a cigar out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like, where did he get that cigar?
He's just probably one.
He hit it as well as the girl hit the tape.
Yeah. And that's another thing, right? Like she was in the Predator movie with him, right?
Mhm.
Oh, was she?
Yeah,
Oh,
so
noticed that.
she was the one that didn't
no,
really
we're
speak
getting-
any English,
no.
and I didn't know that until I
No.
was checking out the characters. But yeah, she's in
Different.
Predator with them. But yeah, I mean, just
What's
peak
she doing in
Arnold.
Predator?
Huh? What'd she do?
Predator 2.
Oh, Predator 2.
Oh, she's
Two.
in Predator too.
You
Okay.
are correct.
Danny
She's
Glover.
Predator too. Yeah,
Okay.
she's the
Danny Glover's
Predator
the lover.
lady. That's why Predator didn't kill her.
Guys,
That's right.
IMDb right now.
That's exactly what I'm doing. IMDb.
But yeah, I go with Arnold. I mean, just classic action, man. It definitely worked really well with Dawson too. And just he's one of the other characters. If there's like anybody else, it would probably been like the Gladiators pretty much. But I'd go with Arnie for this one for sure.
Well, that's a great pick. What about you, Brooks? What are you thinking?
Well, like a character that I really like is she doesn't have much of a role, but the old lady who was like he's one mean son of a bitch. That old lady, because she looks like a Price is Right contestant, which is so perfect,
Yes.
As they're shoving like presents in her face, like here you go, good job, yeah, here's some more.
Yeah, she has a whole
game. Yeah.
Oh yeah. It just busts out that line. He's one mean son of a bitch. You're a bitch.
Hell yeah. It really definitely stands out, man. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right about that. Link, what about you, man? What's a character you want to highlight?
He had a few lines of dialogue, but the Christmas tree, the light bright Roman gladiator dude, Dynamo. He would have made a cool action figure, bro. Especially in the 90s or some shit like that when they had the
Dude, this motherfucker just wearing some spandex with a light bright on it, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what he's doing.
He had
in his tidy whities.
Exactly.
He was a real opera singer, and when the director found that out, he made him sing opera. That became part of the shtick of the character. Isn't that
memorable
funny?
for it. Yeah, I respect it.
Hell yeah, he died actually shortly after the movie release, sadly. So
no shit.
Yeah, what was his name? It's Arian von Liddith or something like that.
Erland von Liddith. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
man. R.I.P. What about you, Greg? What's a character you want to highlight?
Man, you guys have taken all the good ones.
We haven't taken all the good ones, man. Sub-Zero, Buzzsaw,
Fireball. Let me say this: all my favorite ones. I was really looking forward to this movie when I saw Jim Brown was in it. I didn't realize he was in it for 2 minutes, and so I got really disappointed. So I'm gonna go with Sub-Zero because it has my favorite Arnold line relating to Sub-Zero, right? With the whole Plane Zero and the actor who played Sub-Zero, his name is Professor Toru Tanaka. His first name
Mr. Fuji's tag team.
I love it. It's Professor. It's so dope. Captain Freedom was awesome. So I'm gonna go with Sub-Zero next then.
Yeah, and Introspect pointing out that Dweezil Zappa and Mick Fleetwood were in it, and there's a fan theory that Mick Fleetwood is actually there's a fan theory that Mick Fleetwood's actually playing himself, because when he comes in and he sees Arnold, he goes, "You're one of the guys who arrested all my friends and burned my music," and I'm like, "Oh, that's pretty interesting. Pretty interesting." His character's name is Mick, so there you go. Let's talk about the style and structure. The style is bold and garish. It's totally 1980s, right? But it's and Brooks kind of said this earlier, but it's got this grimy dystopian future, but it's juxtapositioned against the glitz and the glamour of the Hollywoodization of the game show and the spectacle of that, the breads and the circuses, right? It's got some good solid action, some good explosions, especially for its budget. The way the movie first started was interesting because a dude read the book, The Running Man. He picked it up at an airport, bookstore, read it on a plane, loved it, put together $20,000 to buy the rights because nobody knew at the time that Richard Bachman was Stephen King. So $20,000 he put together to buy the rights. He got a producer buddy of his to work with him, and then it eventually led to this movie. By the time the movie came out, Stephen King was outed as Richard Bachman, and Stephen King thought that the story veered so far away from his novel that he did not want it to be called Stephen King's The Running Man. As far as the structure and the story and all that stuff, I mean, it does have weak dialogue, but it's decently quickly paced. It doesn't really flesh out its characters, but it does embrace what it is. And what it is it's not what's crazy is that this movie is not trying to like do more than what it's capable of doing, but because of its thematic relevance throughout the decades, it actually does wind up doing more than it was able to do, right? Which is something that I think is really interesting. But it is very cheesy, very dumb, very bad, but it's also very fun because of it. And not in a, this movie's so terrible, let's make fun of it. It's truly enjoyable for what it is in its terribleness, in my opinion. What do you think about the style and structure, Jelani?
I like it. I really do, because it's a simple concept. It's a dystopian future where everything's been taken over by corporations, and to placate the masses, we've decided to have game shows, and this game show is the most dangerous game, pretty much. And we have stalkers who are colorful, garish characters that are there to kill, and they kill for ratings. They kill for these. Like Ben Richards made them go up 9 points. I mean, it's a real thing. And this world is just turned on the fact that it's all there is for entertainment now. Entertainment now is gladiator style combat. And we went back to Roman times, and because the dollar has collapsed, or the world is just trash. And it almost sounds like we're gonna get that now. I'm a little scared, but at the same time, it tells that story. It makes you feel engaged in it. It's quick. It gets to the point quickly. It gets to the story of the survival that is necessary for this. The man was running before he was on the game show. It was just Richard Dawson saw him on the screen. He's like, I want that one.
He's like, that's a running man right there. That's a running man.
Look at those biceps.
Yeah, look at him. He's huge. I want him on my screen because ratings matter, and he's handsome and large. And I think he would survive this. He didn't know that his entire empire was going to fall because of it. It's just, he saw this dude. So as far as the style of it, it's 80s. It's what the 80s think the dystopian future would be, even though the dystopian future is what it is. And then on top of that, the like I said, it's really, to me, it's short. It's gonna it told its story. It's like RoboJocks. We remember reviewing RoboJocks.
Yeah, RoboJocks was dope.
Except, other than that, it's the same movie because it's dystopian future and people are fighting for their lives, and it's gladiators fighting for their lives. So
RoboJocks and things like
cool
Cyborg.
Story.
Yeah, RoboJocks and things like Cyborg, but this one has more of a sense of fun, which I think really helps because it doesn't take itself seriously like some of those other films.
Right, that's it. It's awesome, and that's why I love this movie. It tells a story. It gets in there. You know what's happening. You're out, and it's over, and it's so cool. And once again, I'm gonna go back and talk about how bad that this new movie is. It doesn't have that feeling. It doesn't have that claustrophobic time limit feeling. It's just like, you got 30 days. In this movie, they don't even get to day 30. It would have been nice to get to day 30. It was like day 17 or day 18 when it all falls out. It was so bad. I hate it. Michael Cera's character is the worst character.
All right. Jake, what do you think about the style and structure of this film?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you guys. I think I really enjoyed the style. I think they had a lot of cool kind of, I would maybe say like not necessarily before its time, but like a lot of stuff going on, like the early integration of kind of like live TV into like an actual feature film. I'm always like you know, we got like the faux commercials where like they actually have things like basically like Alexa and Siri where they're, you know, where she's in her apartment, you know. I don't remember what the name was, but you know, certain, you know, things like that. I'm sure why the budget was like crazy. It, you know, a lot of those places they filmed were like I read they're like they said, you know, massive industrial sets. Like I think some of them were decommissioned power plants. You got a lot of like practical like piping, metal walkways, and fog systems and stuff. Like a lot of like large outdoor spaces for like the chase sequences and stuff like that. I mean, that's going to cost a lot of money. But you know, I really enjoy a lot of that stuff. But you know, the structure works, man. I feel like, you know, when you mention that the film is like, you know, it does what the film needs to do. I feel like I tend to pick a lot of those movies when we're doing these reviews, you know what I mean? Like every time we get to the music, I'm like, the music is great. I didn't fucking even think about it, you know what I mean? Like the style and structure, man, it did what it did. It did it perfectly for what it was, right? Like even though everything that they did hits like way harder today, it for its day for me, that would be a ridiculous, entertaining night out. You know what I mean? When I want to go, it's like, you know, watching a Michael Bay movie, right? It's like explosions, a lot of action and crazy. It's like, that's entertainment. You know what I mean? So I think it did the entertainment part really well, but it also, you know, whether they know it or not, you know, had a lot of foresight into like things that were going to happen in the future, you know? So overall, you know, I think it did what it was supposed to do. And I think it had a lot of like those like hidden gems that like now I can appreciate even more, like when watching it, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Well put. What about you, Brooks? What do you think about the style and structure?
Oh, like I like the style of this movie, like, you know, because like I say, it's like a very dystopian movie. Like, you know, it's like you know, there's this idea of like, you know, people are either like, you know, like it plays in this idea of like, you know, dehumanization, where like we just like, you know, use criminals as entertainment, like a kind of an idea that like dates back to like gladiatorial stuff, but like, you know, it's combined with, you know, the modern day, like, you know, reality. Well, I guess it kind of predicts the kind of reality TV thing, but yeah, like, you know, this idea of just, you know, getting, you know, just people just watching like people suffer basically for their own entertainment. And like, you know, I like how it portrays like the drooling masses. They're so stupid, you know, they just, oh, Sub-Zero is my favorite, oh no, Dynamo is my favorite, you know. It's like just like a bunch of like
Give them both,
touch me.
like, you know, being distracted from like their miserable lives by this like simple little sleight of hand of like, you know, these this kind of invisible, like, you know, authority structure that like empowers guys like Richard Dawson to basically like, you know, just like use people to like basically farm entertainment to keep the masses from like, you know, tearing down the whole thing. And I think that's why like it kind of holds up, and it's very tongue-in-cheek about it, you know. It's very humorous, but at the same time, you know, that underlying truth, that darkness is still there, you know, in the way that, you know, you see people get treated, like, you know, how they just like find his two buddies and just like immediately just arrest them and like throw them into the game. It's like, you know, it's and like, you know, I love like, you know, all of it feels like this would have made like a great like Super Nintendo beat 'em up game back in the day.
Oh yeah,
where like, you know, here's Arnold or one of his friends, and you like
a final fight type game.
Yeah, like the biker guys come at you and you have to beat them up, and then you get to Sub-Zero and then the next level. But yeah, like it moves at a brisk pace too. Like, you know, it feels like, you know, it's moving forward. Like, you know, they're always having to, you know, stay on the move. It feels kind of like the Warriors in that way, except there's not really anything like, you know, pushing them so much. But, you know, it's just like, you know, they just get from one point to the other to finish the game. And like, it's like very satisfying seeing Arnold win. Like, one thing that did disappoint me a little bit though was that he didn't get a real final battle with Captain Freedom. They had to do the fake one. I was like, oh man, that's lame.
Yeah.
And I think they could have saved it if, like, when he, like, you know, he puts Richard Dawson and shoots him down the tube. When he came out, like, Captain Freedom is standing there, and then we see Captain Freedom, like, pick Richard Dawson up, and then, like, you know, it cuts away, so you can just assume that, you know. But so I don't, like, did Captain Freedom, like, did they kill him?
Yeah.
I don't know. He just kind of disappears in the movie.
I don't know.
It's like
Yeah.
it's like he threw a tantrum. So like, this is bullshit, and then like
I'm really sure he killed
the movie. I was like, I was curious because that's what I figured was going to happen. Like when he got down the bottom shoot, I figured that Captain Freedom was going to be there to, like, you know, finish him. But you know,
I wanted Captain Freedom and Arnie to go at it after Dawson.
Yeah, like we didn't get a real
after the shoot. You think it's over, and then boom, the rope-a-dope. There's Captain Freedom, and you get an all-out brawl with Arnie.
Yeah, that'd have been cool, man. I would have done it before Dawson goes into the shoot, right? It would have been like, oh yeah, you forgot about one thing. It's like
about me,
sleep, right? Yeah, or something like that. And then he's wearing the fucking armor, and it actually helps him.
Time to go.
He's wearing a goddamn Commodore 64.
Like presses the button and like liquefies Richard Dawson. Like, whoa, that's actually pretty awesome.
Hell yeah! What about you, Link? What do you think about the style and structure?
I enjoyed it. I think it was straight to the point, and poignant, relevant. You know, it's interesting. We've been bringing up like the Gladiator comparisons, and fairly so. But you know, it speaks on mankind's fascination with violence. You know, like it's just evolved over time. Like it went from like gladiatorial fights to like public executions to nowadays. Don't like when they have executions. Isn't there like a group of people that sees it out, whatnot? You know, so it's like. It's just evolved over time. I guess that's more of a theme, but structure-wise, it's an action movie, man. It's straight to the point. It's an hour and a half. Style-wise, I think it excels. It's the 80s, you know. It's fun. It's colorful. I enjoyed it, man. I had a good time.
Yeah, absolutely. What about you, Greg? What are you thinking?
Style and structure, it was fine. I would have liked to explore the universe a little bit more. You know, how we got into this. Like that was one of my biggest gripes. Like you can take into it a little bit of like knowing kind of, but I would have loved to expand on that a little bit. Give me a little bit more time. I get it. It's an 80s action movie. That's not the style of movies that were being made in the 80s. So it's a little tough coming into this too, because like, this is my first time seeing this. This is also something though, we've seen these types of stories play out in good movies and in bad movies for the past 30 years since this movie has come out, right? So, or even longer. Gosh, I'm old. But like, and so like it's a little hard to come into this with a fresh take because it feels like a story I've seen over and over again. And it's better than some that have been done it, but it's not as good as some other, you know, like, so like for me, the style and structure is a little off there. I think what saves it more for the story aspect is how relevant like the idea of the stuff that we've already talked about of like, you know, watching violent stuff on TV and things and, you know, people rallying and cheering behind and the deep cut AI stuff. Like it's like the culture and society that we're living in today almost like makes that even more of a deeper meaning than it has, I think. So I was in like that where we are now has made that even more interesting, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, real quick, I want to say something about that. I meant to say this about the style. Like I love the 80s, like the Blade Runner backdrops. Like at the beginning, they have like a similar backdrop where it's like you see like the ghettos or the camps people are staying in. You see like that backdrop of like the cities and shit with the spotlights. That looks better than some shit you see in like Quantumania to me, you know.
Yeah.
Like
It's all mad.
so I feel that style is just they could take some pointers, Marvel, to be honest. Any of these movies nowadays. I mean, but that was like a mixture. You know, the backdrop clearly wasn't like practical effects, but that it was like the integration.
It takes a while.
Oh, really? Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, that's mad.
Man.
Like the whole the ending in Los Angeles. The way they made Los Angeles like dystopian in the screen. That's a matte painting. That's a matte.
Yeah. It looks so great because it's in camera.
They do it, And
They need to
that
do
was
it again.
easy, man. It's backdrop. It's what
That's
you're
what I'm
supposed
saying. You
to
can't
do.
tell me now with how
They
much
don't do
money
that
movies get that they can't replicate that
CG,
same
bruh.
thing.
It's
Fuck
cheap.
that.
It's
Why,
faster.
why do that, man? When you just do it on a green screen, man, and
Do
you
it
just
on
have
green
some
screen.
some loser
you.
fucking kid fucking do it.
I hate it. I hate it.
Nowadays, you just tell the computer to do it. All right, let's jump into the music. The music is actually done by Harold Faltermeyer, who most people will remember as the guy who composed Fletch, Top Gun, and a little movie called Beverly Hills Cop. Yes, he's the composer of Axel F. So he's the same guy. I love the music in this movie. It's cheesy, yet it's menacing in all of the right ways, and it's synthy, and it's cheap in all of the best ways. It has the action vibe there. It has the sci-fi vibes there. It has the dark dystopian vibes, and it has kind of the lighter, like fun kind of touch to it as well. It does exactly what it's supposed to do. It gets the job done.
Yeah.
And it's something that listening to isolated on its own over the weekend, I found immensely excitingly joyful of an experience. That was a weird way to say I liked it. I liked listening to it. It was a good experience. So everybody should check it out. The score on its own, it's got a very distinctive theme that is cheesy, but it has a sense of mystery about it, and it's got a certain weight to it. I don't know. I really like the music in it. I think it's one of the better parts of the film. What do you think, Jelani?
Yeah, music's good. I mean, it's 80s music. To me, this was 80s generic music. It was almost Fight to Survive, but Fight to Survive is way better. It's okay. I will say it's okay. It's passable 80s fare. You don't have, as far as the soundtrack goes, it's like 3 songs. So like it's okay. I forgot. I like the ending song, and as far as the soundtrack goes, I forgot what it was, but it was good when I heard it, and I've seen this movie like 7 times, and I'm like, the music's fine. It's good sounding for what it is, and it's very impressive. And going to the new movie. The music in that is trash, except for the end where it's what's his name? The Vegas singer. It's not unusual to be in love by anyone.
Yo, since we're on it real quick, this is random tangent, but Edgar Wright, I don't know if it's expectations, but his last couple of films have been misses for me, man. It hurts.
Trash.
What's the one before this one?
He started
Anya Taylor-Joy. She was at
that's Last Night in Soho.
Yes.
I haven't seen that one yet. It looked good.
I gotta rewatch it. I only saw it one time, but I wasn't impressed the first time.
Okay,
he doesn't. All right. And this is about the new Running Man. This should have been British. I think this should have been a British like.
He's going to Hollywood,
on
man.
It.
Yeah,
he's Hollywood as fuck. And like,
you know what's fucked up is like, I get why they chose Edgar Wright, because it's like if you look at his filmography, that's kind of does like that's in his vein.
Hot Fuzz. Yeah, it works. Yeah. Hot Fuzz, Edgar Wright, and then you do Running Man. It's perfect. Like just do Hot Fuzz or something similar to Hot Fuzz, and even British.
Yeah,
make it.
Well, that movie had that movie.
On
that
just
movie
a
has
dystopian future.
The movie has its own issues.
He did it with Doctor
Who.
Who. This is Doctor Who episode.
Let's get back to this 1987 one. Jake, what do you think about the music?
Oh man, I loved it, dude. It did what the music was supposed to do. When it comes to 80s music, man, synth rules. I was reading something about the music, and I find it poignant, using electronic music to define a future ruled by media and machinery is pretty interesting. I thought that was apropos. But yeah, I mean, even to where it's doing the corny parts and it's playing the music for the workout girls. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I think it's great. Every time I do one of these reviews, man, the music is like really a second thought to me because it does exactly what it's supposed to. It's more to drive what's happening in the film and not to take away from it. So that's kind of where I'm at with that.
Absolutely. By the way, the choreography for the dancers was done by Paula Abdul.
Oh, that makes sense.
shit!
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Really?
No wonder why
That
it was
makes
so
sense.
good, man.
It stands out, man.
And in the
This is good.
commentary, the director says she got really mad at him because he does a shot of their ass.
Yeah,
And
I mean, of course. I mean,
perfect.
who doesn't appreciate good at ass?
They're
You know,
dancers,
it's
man.
across the
apparently
spectrum.
Paula Abdul, man. What about you,
Yeah.
Brooks? You appreciate good ass, and what do you think about the music in this film?
Yeah, he does.
I do, and I like the music in this movie too, because it's very much 80s action movie music, and like especially early on, like I was really getting into it, and it feels like the kind of soundtrack where like you could listen to it and it would like while you're listening to it you would remember the scene from the movie in your head, like oh yeah, this is the song that plays when like when that scene's happening. So yeah, like great soundtrack, very fitting for the movie. It's just like that's one of the things about that I think about this movie is like all the pieces fit like perfectly well. Like nothing feels like it's like going against the grain of what this movie's trying to do.
Yeah, absolutely. And to talk about the new one real quick, that one is not like that at all. Like it feels like a bunch of different movies kind of shoved into one. That's
It's trash. God,
what about you, Link? What do you think about the music in this film?
I'm a little biased towards the 80s. I enjoyed that whole vibe, so it did
like
the job.
Like
I don't know if I'm going to be listening to it on its own, but I enjoyed it while I was watching it. It was cool.
Hell yeah, Greg, what do you think?
Man, I dug it, right? Like Robbie, you said at the beginning, you had kind of the suspenseful stuff, you had the very synthy vibes. So it was able to transition the vibe of the movie to help with the tone and where it was going. So I thought like the music was more of a stronger aspect because it fit with the movie, and there were the different elements of like the darker theme, the grittier parts of the movie, and then you get the kind of the more synthy, pop culture vibe. Like I was like, I dug that aspect, and so this is like Gore said, it's always the toughest part for me because I kind of always. I just listen to music and I don't notice, but like I have to, like when I'm like, all right, I'm watching this for Robbie, I got to tune in to see what does this music say.
Robbie's gonna tell me that he's gonna ask.
He's gonna make me ask about music again, and I'm gonna be like, I don't know. They didn't have words, so it was really hard for me to comprehend. But I got it this time. So.
Hell yeah, you did, man. Well done. This movie though has some themes. We've been touching on a lot of it already tonight because it's hard to talk about this movie without mentioning these themes. Let's dive in. We are the pop culture philosophers. We like to dig a little bit deeper. Jelani, what are you digging about this film? What is it saying to you?
Since I am already like almost done with my double hazy IPA, I will say that look in my eyes. What do you see? The cult of personality. It's that movie. Richard Dawson is the center of this movie. If anyone didn't notice, he is the person that is driving the entertainment factor for the dystopian future that we're walking into. It is something that it's reality TV. The second 2000, Survivor was created. It was the first reality television show. They put like people on an island and told
when
them
was You're Fired created?
That was The Apprentice, and The Apprentice was like, I don't know.
Wasn't that like 2000? Okay.
Didn't the Real World come before
that one? I know.
Oh, Real World was
Real World
early
was
90s.
I'm talking about like
Road Rules?
like mainstream, thought-provoking. People were like talking about this shit and what a Pontiac Aztec was going to do for their lives along with $1 million.
I mean, you guys are both correct.
bro. But
Burgers
they
is
took
correct.
7 people, put them in a house together, and people stopped being polite, and they
started
started
getting
getting
real.
Started getting
I'm
real.
not talking about
We should do a series. We should do a series
like Survivors and stuff like that.
that wasn't the zeitgeist.
Real world
that
review,
started what
bro.
the world
I would be
is.
Mo.
No, I'm
Hold on a
arguing-
second. Hold on a second. Hold on. I think we should do a series of reviews about fucking seasons of the real world.
Let's do
No!
it. I'm so
Rules.
down, bro.
And
Let's
then
talk about
we
the
can
evolution
get
of the Miz.
then it all culminates with the real world road rules challenge
versus
Bro.
challenge. Bro, I watched every
The
one of
reason
them.
I
Every
say
one of them.
this, the reason I say it is because it was for a prize. Real world was just reality TV, yes, but it was reality TV and it was just people showing their lives. It wasn't people
Not
being
road rules
eliminated.
challenge. Not road rules challenge.
It
Not
wasn't.
rock and jock basketball. There was prizes. I'm just kidding, man. Game shows are kind of reality.
Delaney wants to look at Robbie right now and just be like, "You're fired."
It's a celebrity game show in reality TV show form. Real world wasn't that. It was a game show. It was people on an island conniving and fighting and surviving to get $1 million and a fucking Pontiac Aztek. It was that. And that's what I'm trying to get to. It was prizes. It's a game show. It's life. And the fact, the cult of personality, people like looked up to Richard Dawson because he created this game show that apparently pits people's lives together for fun and games. And they don't technically win anything because the winners that were on islands were actually killed. So it's dystopian bullshit. And it's a cult. And it turned into a cult because of what the propaganda of that world was. That's how fucked up this show is, and how fucked up this movie is. I love this movie because it taught me this stuff as a kid. Like, you can't trust the government. You can't trust corporations. You can't trust things that are in your face because they are actually gaslighting you. It's because of the cult of personality of who people are in this world that will use you and take you, because it is easier to placate you and make sure that you are nice and docile like cows while you walk to the slaughter. And it's so messed up. It's so messed up. This world is the way it was. Hopefully Arnold stopped that shit at the end of this movie. It was close. But I'm pretty sure he got horribly murdered, because you're like, sure, the revolution has begun, but like, there's no planning. I'm pretty sure every group that was ever being watched got killed.
I mean, it's fiction, but if we're like, we're going off reality, people can be willfully blind to shit. So
it's fine.
Some very great points, Delaney, man. Very profound thinking there. I also just want to point out, I forgot to mention this, Arnold's beard. You don't usually see bearded Arnold Schwarzenegger. That's always weird to fucking
look
see,
good,
right? It's always weird. And I love that.
Bearded Arnold.
It's just, once again, another example of that Tom Scioli bit from his own channel, the Total Recall show. I think it was their Predator review. They always try to make us believe as the audience that Arnold Schwarzenegger is an average American Joe. No. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he's like so obvious.
He's awesome. He's a regular guy. He's quite
just American.
I'm your average American Joe. I like cheesecakes. I go with Jim to play pool at the bar. We drink coolers.
Applebee's for 2 for 12.
Just a regular guy who has to find a Turbo Man doll.
What about you, Jake? What's this movie speaking to you, man?
Oh my god, dude! I don't even know. I don't even know where to begin. There's so much going on. I think like a really big part is just like the media manipulation, government propaganda. Is like a massive one right off the gate. I think we all see that on a regular basis, you know, where like the news is not the news anymore. You know, aside from that, you know, I feel like it's definitely like even the, you know, right, like even though there's law, right? Richard Dawson though pulls the strings, and he's just a fucking game show host, right? Like, you know,
There's that crazy line where they say like, "We'll talk to the president," and he goes, "Well, give me the number to the president's agents."
yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, to get Ben Richards, right? So it's like he had, you know, pulls the strings to an extent, right? And I think even now today, like
Cream.
you're just like looking at,
$1,000 bills,
you know,
yo.
the world with celebrities and reality TV, and like we give all this power to these people that really like mean nothing. You know what I mean? They're just regular people, but you know, we give them so much power. And it's the whole entertainment factor. And I get, you know, slogged down because there's so much content to choose from, that I think that's part of it, right? You know what I mean? Like, there's so much going on, but also too to a point where like things are recycling themselves, right? Like there's so many streaming services that basically we're getting back to just having television again. You know what I mean? To where like I don't want
Cable,
you know,
it's
I
become
don't want
cable,
to pay for
yeah.
commercials. That's why I got a streaming service. You know what I mean? But like I think you know, the whole, you know, the economic inequality where like, you know, you have like, you know, the poor versus the rich, you know. I like the whole illusion of choice, right? You know, where like the masses think, you know, contestants appear to choose to compete, but in reality, right, like they're either coerced or made to do it, right? Or, you know, they get to choose the winners, but in reality, like that stuff's fabricated, like at the end of the movie, right? But reality, right? The public believes we have agency, but it's already scripted. You know what I mean? I think it's just crazy. I could go on and on about this movie and all the different themes, and because it touches so many different themes, man. And all of them are very like important and kind of like central to like today. That it kind of like trips me out in a way, that it's so important, and it's so just kind of like apropos to like watch that movie and be like, you know, oh my god, you know, like that's going on, this is going on, this is like we're doing this right now, and that's happening, you know, and it's just crazy. But yeah, I mean, there's so many themes, man, but those are just a few like bigger ones that I've kind of like thought about a little bit.
Fuck yeah, man. Jake came ready, dude. He was like laying it out like a college professor, dude. I love that shit, dude. What school do you teach a semester of Running Man at, by the way?
Yeah. Go NIU Huskies, go Huskies, baby.
What about you, Brooks, man? What's this movie speaking to your soul?
Well, like, you know, this movie has a lot of things, but I think one of the main ones is like how you fight dehumanization with humanity. Like, you know, like the whole idea of the Running Man is such a dehumanizing exercise. It's like it's taking these people and just turning them into spectacle. You know, like Arnold and his friends, but like, you know, it's because like I think, you know, the moment when his friend with the glasses is like, you know, he says he's willing to risk it to, you know, get that code to, you know, to help bring down the system. And then like, you know, like how his two friends die, like, you know, they have to lay down their lives in order to like, you know, to for this gamble. It's like not even a sure thing, you know, just to give the resistance a chance to like, you know, maybe do something about this kind of like, you know, fucked up weird system that they're in. And I like to think that you know, they would succeed because, you know, when it comes down to it, systems like these, like the ones in this movie, like, you know, they're run on like cruelty and lies and, you know, and all this kind of thing. They're bound to collapse eventually, because the truth of the matter is they're not really that strong. Like their projection of strength is actually, you know, very vaporous, I guess. You know, it's an illusion. You know, it's a sleight of hand. It's a magic trick that they pull on us to make us think, you know, that we don't have power and they do have power. But, you know, once the curtain's revealed and it's revealed that, you know, they actually don't have the power, like, you know, the whole thing falls apart. And, you know, I think that's like, you know, it's important that, you know, a lesson in a lot of movies is that, you know, humanity is the only way to fight back against inhumanity. It's like you have to, like, for all of, like, you know, the spectacle of, like, you know, the Sub-Zero and Dynamo and Captain Freedom and all these guys, in the end, like, it was inevitable that somebody like Arnold was going to show up and, like, you know, eventually topple him.
Hell yeah, I like that, man. You know, I know Brooks personally. You know, we know we spend time in the same physical space, and I know Brooks's thoughts about the world, the current state of the world around him. And this is a dude filled with a lot of rage and anger about things, right? But he always has this tinge of hope, right? And I love the hope that you put in on that, man. We fight it with humanity. We fight dehumanization with humanity. That's so fucking poignant, bro. I love you, Brooks. You're an amazing spectacle of a human creature.
You gotta have hope, right, man?
I'm like the Captain Freedom of movie reviewers.
Yes, you are, man.
You are.
What about you?
What is this bullshit?
You guys are gonna have to build him a suit for next time.
I guess everybody, we're gonna start collecting Pringle cans and shit like that, right?
Man, if we would have stepped it up, Robbie, we all should have been dressed like one of the characters.
We should have, man. Who would have been wearing the light bright?
Dibs.
Everybody would have came with the.
I got the bald head. I got the bald head for it. It would have been perfect.
Yeah. I really want a light bright, bro. But I know, like, whenever I'd have my friends over, some jackass would just put a cock in it or something or whatever. But.
Easiest, yeah. Just draw a dick.
I'll take you a light bright, and I'm already gonna make it for you.
Steph, what about you? What's this movie speaking to you, my friend?
I mean, everyone's very spot on with the themes, but to me, I would say, like, it's like how easy it is to, as long as you placate the masses, like, you can feed them shit, you know. It's gonna really take, like, a literal slap in the face for people to, oh shit, we've been getting fucked this whole time, you know, like, shit's not all good. I think it's very relevant to today's climate, to be honest. Yeah, as long as you keep them entertained, give them some new show to talk about, some new comic books, some new toys, some new music, keep them entertained. We keep feeding them bullshit, you know. So yeah, placate the masses.
Fuck yeah, dude. Right? Like, I love that, because you're right. In fact, you're so right. It's like what you said is like a mirror, right? Like, why affect any actual change at what's wrong with the world? We could sit here and bitch and moan about it and dissect Running Man instead.
Right.
Running Man's a pacifier.
What's crazy is, like, the reason why we're talking about why we like Running Man is the spectacle of it. It's literally what it is. It's kind of like meta in a way. It is the spectacle of distraction that within is talking about the spectacle of distraction.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? It's like Inception, man.
Yeah.
I don't know if any panel of human creatures has ever dived this fucking deep into 87s. I mean, we're basically saying Starsky's a goddamn directorial genius here, man.
Very shocked he was the director, by the way.
We're saying some shit about, like, the commentary of life.
Hey, dude, didn't Ben Stiller play Starsky in the Starsky and Hutch movie?
Yeah.
Underrated movie.
So all Starskys are film directors.
Yeah.
Bro.
Yes.
Better directors than actors, apparently.
Well, I don't know about Ben Stiller.
I'll push back on Ben Stiller.
Severance? Tropic Thunder, bro? Like, come on now.
He's great in Tropic Thunder, man. I'm saying he's
great.
He's a great director.
He's Simple Jack, bro. He's
Simple Jack.
He's Simple Jack.
Simple Jack.
Anyway,
Simple Jack is simply Jack, though, in that movie too. So,
Bearded, what about you, man? What's what do you think some of the themes of this movie
man,
are?
I just wish they'd keep politics out of Running Man for me. Like, I want to watch the movie to just get away and but no, I think we talk about these themes, like, I do think, like, they kind of stumbled into it with just the way we are nowadays. So no offense to Starsky, but I think it is about the the desensitizedness that we have in our culture of like, we're so desensitized as a culture to we see violence on film every single day. Like you can scroll TikTok or Reels or Threads and you're going to see this stuff that we never saw when we were growing up. Like it was delayed, and then the news wasn't even going to show things like that. So I think like our culture has been so desensitized to that now you're getting that with that movie, right? Like those people are looking at it as entertainment, and I think they have at some point we mentioned the dehumanization, like they've separated that, right? Like they're like, oh, this is just a show.
They're forced to.
Right. And I think that's
because they're entertained.
There's no choice.
Right. And I think that's where we've kind of come as well, of like until it happens to us, right? Like until the woman that was pulled in with Arnold and, after she saw the deep cut AI stuff, like until it happened to her, it was at a distance, out of mind, out of sight. And I think that's how it is really for us in this world. So it's like, how do we get past that? And I think that's the tough part right here is like, it's like, this is something that we've just become numb to as a society. And I think you see that numbness in that movie that translates into this. So.
Absolutely, man. Well said as well. Like 100%. I mean, I ain't got nothing new. Basically, what everybody said is true. The way I would word it is, it's about corporatism and media manipulation through a widening class gap and neglect of truth. Corporatism, obviously, because we're talking about a game show that's, talking about their sponsors, talking about getting their ratings up, wanting that money coming in. It's also tied to the political situation going on. It's dividing people through media manipulation, the glitz and the glamour, the bread and the circuses, the free prizes, all that stuff. And in fact, when something in the game happens for the first time that they're not expecting, the audience kind of doesn't even know how to react, right? When Arnold kills that dude, right? And they're just like, just like shocked, man. They're just absolutely crazy. And they just love the warm familiarity of the cycle of tuning into the next show, waiting for the next thing. And, we all understand what that feels like, man. And it is very distracting. It is a form of escapism. But I think what we do here is when you use it to apply things to yourself, that's where you kind of break out of that mold. But the class gap, the economic situation that is heavily prevalent within the film, the haves and the have-nots. I just recently finished rereading The Time Machine for the first time as an adult, and that's so evident in that movie that it's in 1895. H.G. Williams is talking about the class gap and how that's going to even widen further in the future and lead to major changes in our evolution. And the craziest change in our evolution that's happening is what I think this movie is alluding to as well. It's something that's very important about it is the alarming and increasing rate of denial or lack of interest or complete apathy about truth, right? There's a lot of people out there that don't care about truth anymore. They just care about what's convenient, what gets you through, what we live in a world so filled with distraction and, to be honest, oppression and on varying scales, depending on who you are as a person, where you are and what your situation is. But so much that division also that's manipulated by the media, by corporations, which control politicians and the governments and the money and all this. Man, it's about all this shit. But the biggest problem is that we as people stopped caring about the truth. Why did the news change to a game show, to a reality show, basically? A never-ending reality show with tickers and graphics and this and that and no information. Why did that happen? Because we don't care about it anymore as a people. You know what I'm saying? And this movie may have fallen ass backwards into it, right? But I think there are elements from the novel. So obviously Stephen King, I think, came up with some of these ideas as well. But man, it's some of the best prophecies are from people that don't believe they're prophets. Do you know what I'm saying? So there you go. Somebody tells you a prophet, don't listen to them. If they don't say they're a prophet, watch out. You never know. You never know. All right, time to rate this film out of 5 possible you digs. You out there in the chat, what would you rate The Running Man from 1987? Jelani, kick us off here on the panel.
The Running Man for 2025, I'm gonna give that like a 2. It's 2 out of 5
I
because
think that's
it
fair.
wants to tell you a story that is, it's dystopian future. These things are happening, but you have 30 days to like do it. It doesn't get to that point. You don't feel like, in fact, that movie feels like you've been cheated because it feels like it's not a person anymore. It you don't root for Glenn Richard or that guy. What's this guy's name?
Oh, Glenn
What's that
Powell.
guy's name?
Glenn Powell.
Did you
Glenn
just call
Powell?
Lone Ranger
Yeah.
like he was Arnie Hammer? The dude who eats people?
Ugh. No, not really. But Armie Hammer's trash too. This guy, Glenn Powell, he's Jai Courtney. He's Sam Worthington if he didn't get Avatar. He's not that guy. He's the guy that you look at, you're like, oh yeah, he's gonna do it. He's not gonna do it.
Oh no,
This
Chad
movie
He's
Powers
got
is
is
more
so
of a Hollywood
Chad Powers
definitely
is pretty
pushing
funny.
him though.
Yeah, he's in The Machine, and The Machine's gonna chew him up and spit him out like it's supposed to. It's not a good film. I don't like it. If you want to watch it, I'd say watch it just to be like, nah, this ain't it.
The juxtaposition
It
between
ain't
the
it.
two, and yeah.
Yeah, if you want to watch a superior film, you're gonna watch Running Man 1987, which I'm going to give that. I'm going to give it a 3.5. It's a good Arnold movie. It really is. It's impressive. In fact, it tells what it needs to tell in the time that it has. It's great. Richard Dawson is my favorite character. He's compelling. He's a game show host in a game show where they kill people and they glamorize it. We're in a future now where it's glamorized, where it's okay that murder and snuff films exist in front of you. Kids can watch this. Yeah, it's right there. 2025, they're saying fuck a lot. And he's not talking or engaging with the people he's talking to. It should still be that feeling where the real, you need to see a slice of life from the people that live in it. You don't have that feeling in the new movie. You have it in the old one, and it works. And the Running Man for 1987 is clean as fuck. Although, like I said, it has its flaws. It's fine, but I will give it more points because it does what it's gonna do, and it leaves. Running Man in 2025. Damn it, Edgar Wright, slow the fuck down, you stupid idiot. Know your audience first of all, and then fucking do that film. Don't just the people we gotta and I gotta put the truth out. Michael Cera is the worst character in the film. Fucking Michael Cera. That trailer. I'm sorry. Let me go on this rant real quick. The trailer where Michael Cera shoots the water and he electrocutes all the fucking soldiers. You stupid. And then I see the movie and I see the context of what you did. Basically, you told on yourself, gave them your location so you could like do the water trick that was in that trailer. Fuck you, Michael Cera. I hate you now. Fuck you. I loved you as Scott Pilgrim, you piece of shit. Fuck you. There, I'm done.
All right. 3.5 from Delaney. Very, very nicely put. What about you, Jake? What you think? Out of 5 you digs, what would you give Running Man from 87?
Okay, from 87. Okay. I would say that's tough, man, because I'm thinking here and I'm like, I definitely, for what it is, I give it like a 3.5. But for the amount of, deep diving philosophical goodness that I can come up with after the fact. Maybe that wasn't intended in 1987, but I'm watching it today. I could, I think I'll probably bump it up to a 4 just because of that. I it hits different, it's been over 5 years, probably a little bit longer than that, maybe 10 years or so since I've seen it. So, I mean, watching it today, it still holds up. And I think that plays a lot to, the large scale sets and stuff like that. But also, the themes and stuff that they're playing around with, and just how integrated that is into our lives now. So I think with all of that considered, I'd give it a 4 for me personally.
Hell yeah, 4 you digs from
4 you digs, you dig.
Yeah, we dig. What about you, Brooks? What do you dig? What are you thinking?
Yeah, like I love this movie. Like, it's a lot of fun, but it's got a few little flaws. Like, I think I would probably, if they'd have given a satisfying conclusion with Jesse the Body at the end, like a little showdown between Captain Freeman and somebody, is something like we need a little bit more of that Jesse Ventura in it. So I give it a 4. Like, it's a fun movie. I can imagine watching it again. Like, it's a great Arnold movie, and I think like the thing is like just how much I enjoyed watching the movie. Like, I got some real belly laughs in a lot of this movie too. Like, it's funny, but it's kind of sad. It's like it's an action movie. Like, it's a lot of things, but one thing it is pretty enjoyable.
Hell yeah.
A great action movie with a lot of laughs.
Great action thrill. Yeah. I love it. All right, a 4 from Brooks. What about you, Link? What you sitting on?
Yeah, I'm right there with the gore and my double dragon brother Brooks. I'm at a 4. I had a good time with this one. I do love The Last Action Hero though. And I know that's not everyone's favorite Arnold movie, but once again, I put that in that same category. And it's very, they might not have meant it, but it's more poignant to today's times than it was back then. And I feel like that says something, like they maybe just set out to make some sci-fi action movie and it ended up becoming relevant. If they didn't intend that, that's more to their credit. So I give it a 4.
Absolutely. All right, we got a 3.5 already and 3 4s in a row. Greg, what you thinking?
Man, what I'm thinking is Link keeps mentioning Last Action Hero, and I just want to watch that now because that's 5 digs easily. It's so good.
We covered that a couple years ago in Action Fest, man. I don't think we gave it 5, but I think we gave it favorable reviews, if I remember.
Right. You bring me on shows that are like my love letter, and I'm saddened by that, but it's okay.
You were here for Dick Tracy, man.
I was here for Dick Tracy, and I was here for Surf Ninjas, and that was pretty great. So I can't complain. I'm at 2.75. It's not bad. I enjoyed the movie. I thought there's elements. Again, that's coming from I watched this for the first time in 2026, like last night. I don't have the nostalgia for it, so it's really hard to come into it and have like this open mindset as much because it doesn't work as well for me. But I think like if I watched it like I did, listen, Dine, you keep that Last Action Hero garbage out of your mouth. But like if I watched it like I did when I was a kid and had those memories and the action figures, like I think that would have helped boost the nostalgia for me, and I think it would have helped that too. So it wasn't there as much. So 2.75. All
right, a 2.75.
That's new.
I hate the 0.75, 0.25 bullshit, but whatever. You're our guest, Greg, so we'll allow it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I gotta make you do math.
0.75 all day.
I'm sorry, you don't like numbers like Joanne does, okay? Like he had him in his whole name.
I'm glad to hear 0.75 because I try to ease back on that when doing the digs because I know Robbie doesn't like
listen,
it. I prefer
this
the
0.75. Robbie, this isn't Goodreads, okay? I can have 0.5s and 0.75s, okay? Not this whole star bullshit that they have. Okay?
I did 0.5 because it's half. It's called a half.
I would say I'm right there with Jelani. I'd go 3.5. I think it's a flawed movie, but it's a fun movie. It's a resonant movie, and it's fun. It's just fun, man. It's a fun movie to watch. I enjoyed the experience. There are some things that could make it pop better, but honestly, I think it's a pretty solid film. And the nostalgia factor bumps it up a little bit for me. So I'll go 3.5. So 3.5 from me and from Jelani, 4s from Link, Brooks, and Jake, and a 2.75 from Bearded Comic Book Bro. And that will be a PCP average of 3.69, dudes. That's what I'm saying right there. So we like the 0.69, but I understand.
It's a good one.
I understand.
I'll take it.
And you don't get that without the 0.275, so 2.75. So you're welcome.
There's no sexy. Oh yeah,
it all worked out in the end, man. It all worked out in the end. Thus concludes our movie review of The Running Man from 1987. If you're watching this movie or watching this review on the replay, let us know what you think in the comments down below. Next week, PCP Movie Night, we're doing for the first time an Italian film that is not a horror or a giallo film. So that's interesting. We're talking about Federico Fellini's 8.5. I am so excited. I literally adore, I cherish, I love this movie, and I cannot wait to make a bunch of people watch it and talk to me about it. So that's very much fun. Next week, 8.5 from Fellini. Very, very excited for that. So be here 8 p.m. Central Time on Monday night. We have just recently announced a collaboration with One Collection Down. That's our man Fable. Throughout February, every Monday night here on PCP Movie Night and every Friday night over at One Collection Down, we'll be celebrating Sci-Fi Fest. It all kicks off on PCP Movie Night with The Day the Earth Stood Still. Then over at One Collection Down, Starship Troopers. And then with the alternating schedule, we're going to continue with Gattaca, The Prestige, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, The Abyss, 2001: A Space Odyssey, and They Live. That's a great lineup. Also coming up here on the channel Thursday night, 6 p.m. Central Time, I'm having a conversation with immortal Biggie Shaq. That's going to be epic. You will not want to miss that on Thursday night. Jelani, thank you so much for being here. Final thoughts. What you got coming up?
Yeah, bro. This was a great discussion. The Running Man 2025 is trash. And if you're going to sit down and watch it, please don't watch that piece of shit. It is a waste of your time and effort. Glenn Powell's not the guy. He is a waste. Yeah, he's a waste of your time and effort. Edgar Wright, bruh, you did Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah.
And it hurts me that, like, you've come to this. You could have made this a dystopian future funny comedy in Britain or something and just made it off the wall, bruh. You making Hot Fuzz. I've seen Hot Fuzz, bruh. I know what Hot Fuzz is. But the second I saw Ant-Man, I was like, yeah, Edgar Wright lost it. So I don't know what else happened. It's a solo movie I'm not going to watch. Who cares? I'm done with Edgar Wright. Edgar Wright now is a hack. He's right there with Ang Lee, and he's right there with, like, fucking, I don't know, just shit directors, Uwe Boll, just horrible people.
That's a little
He's
steep
right
there,
there.
man. You Bowl is
man,
never
you're being
making
hyperbolic, man.
Yeah.
I'm a hyperbole then. I don't give a shit.
I'm a hyperbole,
right?
then.
I don't give a fuck. That's where I'm at. Glenn Powell's not the guy. So anyway, Brooks and I do a show. It's called Go Figure Reviews. One of these days, we haven't done anything this month. It's going to fuck up the YouTube algorithm. I don't give a fuck. This is our new like, share, subscribe thing. Do that. We don't have any new videos yet because we haven't done them yet. Look at us. We're cool. We're going to do podcast one day. That's going to happen. I've manifested all of 2026. It's going to work well because we're at 800 subscribers. I want 1,000. Yeah. I want 1,000. I want the cult of personality. I want to kill people on camera because I want to be a game show host. Yeah, Richard Dawson. I fucking want to be you. I want to be you. Like, share, subscribe.
All right, thanks, Jelani. Jake, thank you for being here. Tell us about yourself and final thoughts.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me on again, brother. Really appreciate it. It's always a blast hanging out with you guys. Yeah, final thoughts, man. Awesome film. I watched it like a week ago. I wanted to watch it like today again, so I'll probably watch it again this week, probably.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah, dude. Last Sunday, me and my buddy Army of Darkness Comics, aka Spud, we interviewed Eric Burnham. I noticed you interviewed him recently, Robbie, which was cool. We talked about Army of Darkness versus Reanimator, Necronomicon Rising, and then of course we talked about new Archie meets the Army of Darkness. So I'm looking forward to that. We do, I co-host with him, and we do creator interviews for our favorite comic book series, Army of Darkness, and Evil Dead 2 comics. Me and my man Fable over at One Collection Down will be starting something up together this year, probably in April. So I'm looking forward to doing that with my man. You can find me on Instagram at Hounds of Gore, as well as like Facebook. Currently I'm just working on some commissions. As you can see behind me is a lot of my artwork. So I do a lot of blank sketch covers, etc. Prints. I got a lot of Universal monsters. Some over here, got some Ash and Herbert West. I did some paintings up here. And then, this Evil Dead 2 skull is what started it all. That's a print of the original painting I did and my Jason. But this one started it all, started the Hounds of Gore journey. But you can find me there. I'm always open for commissions. And currently right now I'm doing a sketch card a day. And I've been posting those. Cool. So if you like trading cards, man, you can hit me up. I've posted all these so far. So I've set myself the goal of making one per day for January. So you'll see one every single day. And I'll probably keep making them here and there afterwards. So I've been really enjoying doing that. So. But as always, man, really appreciate you having me on here. It's always a blast talking awesome 80s movies with you guys. I love it.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for joining us, man. We really do appreciate it. Brooks, you supreme human creature. Why don't you tell us your final thoughts this evening?
Well, I'm just glad, I've marked another movie off of my list that I've been meaning to get to for a while. That's the fun thing about doing movie nights is like sometimes I have an excuse to watch a movie that I've been putting off for a long time. So, it's good. I'm still on my Arnold journey. I haven't gotten them all yet, but I'm working at it, and that's the important thing. It's like you just got to go. The journey is the whole thing, man. It's just about the journey.
Absolutely.
Brooks is on some Pokemon Arnold's stuff. Just trying to
catch all the Arnie's.
He's got an extensive catalog.
Yeah, he does. He does.
Yeah.
He really does.
Yeah, he was like everywhere in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah, man. But there's a lot to get through. Like, honestly, what I think an underrated Arnold picture is? The Sixth Day. I really like The Sixth Day.
That's a good one.
I love that movie. That's the clone movie. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Robert Duvall.
2000s.
Yeah.
It's got a great cover too.
Yeah, it does. Yeah,
it came out the same time In the Days did.
Yeah, one day we'll have to watch In the Days.
In the Days, yeah.
Gabriel Byrne as Lucifer.
I love In the Days.
Oh my goodness. Link, what about you? Final thoughts? What you got coming up, bro? Thank you so much for being here. It's always a pleasure, man.
Of course, always a pleasure being here. Badass movie. This Friday over at Blood Splatter Chatter, we'll be covering the Boner Temple. Very excited. I've yet to see it, but I know it's not Danny Boyle and Garland, but it's Garland and Nia DaCosta. So I'm still excited. I look forward to seeing it. I'm all here for it. So Friday.
Nia DaCosta, like the Marvels.
The director, yeah,
and
she did Candyman. Yeah, I like the Candyman.
It was a good film, man.
I just posted my Bone Temple review this morning. I'm very interested to hear what you guys think because I didn't really like 28 Years Later, but I love Boner Temple.
Okay,
That's
okay.
a perfect way to fucking
Really?
describe it, bro.
Yours
love
was
that movie.
I man
Best movie
I-
I've seen. It's best movie of 2026 so far.
yours was I
Best
loved
movie
it.
ever?
Weeks old, bro.
Yours was messy, man. Like the scripting,
Yeah,
like the
I know.
moment I can't get over real quick is when the soldiers get on land and like there's at one point there's a soldier watching his compadre get like attacked and there's infected running by him. I'm like, why aren't the infected attacking that dude? You know, like so it was just mess. It was a little messy, but I still enjoyed it. But if there's like cleanup in Boner Temple, I'm all for it because it was just minuscule stuff in years.
You'll
I
like this
fucking-
one a lot.
I
more.
Okay.
goddamn loved it, man.
That's good, bro.
I fucking loved it so much. I was fascinated. It's wacky as shit, too, though.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
like so fucking wacky.
Speaking
Anyway.
of soundtrack, it's got a killer fucking soundtrack.
Yes, it does. It does.
It's got some great tunes in there.
Bearded, thank you so much for being here, man. You can also always check Greg out on our monthly comic book review. It's always super fun doing that. Why don't you tell everybody about yourself?
I
And
got re-up for 2026.
What'd you say?
I got re-up for 2026.
You got a re-up. What are you talking about?
I'm back on for the new year.
Contract.
I didn't know if my contract extension happened. So
Oh, well, the contract ended, but we didn't
You're
necessarily we
fired.
didn't say you were fired.
You're fine.
okay. So that's I just
So-
want. So I'm at least up for January. So okay, that's all I need to know. Okay.
Potentially.
Okay. I don't want to count. Let's do some breaking news on here. Jelani and I are starting a new podcast where we're gonna watch all the Glenn Powell movies and TV shows and deep
Glenn
dive into
Powell
them.
for Booster Gold.
Hell,
That would be a good role.
Jelani and I are really excited
Why would
about
I
this
do that?
endeavor. We've been playing this for a while, so we're pretty stoked about it.
If you need a guest
It's
panelist
true.
for
It's
when you
true.
get to Top Gun Maverick, let me know.
Yeah.
I'll
Oh,
be
you're
good.
in. You're in. So we're gonna do the whole catalog.
this is
I don't even
best
know what he did in the early years, but we're gonna do it. No, I just do. I just interview comic book creators. That's what I do. My channel is I just have comic book creators on. I kind of took a break off in December because of family and sickness, but we're back into just a lot of creators, a lot of stuff lined up here for the next couple weeks. So they're not officially done, but I got one Monday. I'll have them like pretty consistent starting this Monday. So tune into the channel if you want to see. So
Heck yeah. Everybody go and find these fine gentlemen out there on socials here on YouTube and other places. Follow them, support them, love them, worship them if you feel so inclined, though I wouldn't personally go into that territory unless you are at the Boner Temple. Don't forget, next week, 8.5. If you've never
yes.
seen this film, do not be dissuaded because it's black and white and artsy and Italian. It's a brilliant, brilliant film. And I cannot wait to unpack it. And hopefully nobody disappoints me next week.
I still got to watch this one. I'm looking forward to
Are we
it.
gonna have a
though,
fun house
so-
tomorrow next week? Are we gonna have a fun
Hopefully
house?
nobody disappoints me. All right, we're dipping out. And for my final thought, I need Brooks. Brooks, I need your help. I need you to ask me, what do I think about it?
What do you think about it?
You cold-blooded bastard. I'll tell you what I think of it. I live to see you eat that contract. And I hope you leave enough room for my fist because I'm going to ram it into your stomach and smash your goddamn spine.